Hello and welcome back to the show. My name's Relevant. This is Do All the Things. On today's episode, a proper Marshall JCM900 dual reverb, 100 watt, and it has some really sketched out pots, but we're gonna take a look inside, see what the inside of this amp looks like, and see if we can sort out those pots. Hopefully they could just use a little bit of cleaning. You know, the funny story is, when I was a young pup shopping around for guitar amps, of course, I asked Mom if she would buy me one of these. This would have been the premier head at the time. And you know what? I wonder how that would have fared. Would a kid be able to handle maintaining a tube amp of this nature? But in retrospect, knowing what I know about it now, I probably would have liked it, assuming I knew overdrive was a thing. Now, we've discussed the 900 on the past before. We know what it sounds like. It's just like the Bugera. Having played through it, it's just like the Bugera. I got a whole video about the Bugera and even did a walkthrough and circuit analysis explaining exactly how this pupper works, because the circuits are almost exactly identical. Almost exactly. Except this guy has analog reverb. Oh, there's a tank hiding in there. It's hard to see. All right, so what do we have here? This weird little thing. How do we disconnect the reverb tank? And is it backwards? Someone's got a black mark where the red wire goes in. I'm gonna put just the slightest red dot to keep track. Well, the way the wires are, it makes sense. I'm gonna have to confirm that's correct, because why would they put a black mark there unless maybe the tank got turned around? Don't know if this is cost cutting or what, but these cheap little clips that Marshall uses, it's like, I think we have to do something like this. Oh yeah, okay, we can get it out now. I guess that works. We got a quad of Chinese EL34s. These are gonna have to go, not because they're Chinese, but we could tell. They look kind of old. They've got to be worn out by now. What do we have for tubes? Oh, they also look Chinese. They're not even Ruby labeled or anything. Well, that's funny. What are the chances these are the original tubes? They're using the same LCR type capacitors that we see in all the 800s, except this is 91. This is a 1991. Oh, okay. What do we have on the back here? Yeah, effects loop, loop level. Kind of have to stick something in there to get at it. Guess it's supposed to be fixed. Compensated direct outputs. Impedance select, either 4 in brackets 16 or 8. I wonder how they have that wired. It might have something to do with how many jacks you use. Power mode, high and low. I do believe that's a pentode triode switch. And some fuses. See if we can get this out here, bud. Yeah, it comes right out, yeah. Well, let's get the rest of these guys out. These aren't even the same length, literally. Can you see the difference? This one doesn't even have any silver left on the top. All right, how's it looking, one of these guys? Oh, so the usual then? There is some sort of, what's going on here? I've never seen this before. Some like crystallized buildup on the fuse holders. Well, let's not breathe that in. Oh, that's looking a little brown. These ones are glued together, but this one's not. The way this one's installed looks like that got replaced. And then we have these weird fuses here also with that weird crystallization. I wonder if that's like fog fluid. It's pretty standard what you'd see in an 800. We have some point-to-point wiring, but mostly a PCB. That's very likely to be bias right there. Components are floating. It all looks like Marshall standard stuff. Ha! And these guys right here. The 5201s by Mitsubishi. Mixed in with TL072s. Except down here, MC1458. MC1458. What the heck? That sounds familiar, but not. Not available. Sure enough, it is an op amp. In, out. It's just a standard dual op amp. Okay, we're gonna have to look at the schematic to see what that's on. Because it's weird that they'd have like this one different one mixed in there when clearly they have a strategy with their 072s and their 5201s. Ah, it's the reverb driver. I guess maybe there's something about that that drives reverb better than a TL072 that everyone else uses. With the combination of a TL071 right here, so that's also part of the reverb driver. Reverb recovery is a 5201, probably this guy, because yes, that's their switching. Same with over there. The reverb send and return is also supposed to be a 1458. IC5, no, that's a TL072 in here. So if you don't know already, the 5201 is a dual op amp with an enable switching, or not necessarily enable, that's what we call it in a lot of ICs, switch control. So as I understand, you put Swiggle to that switch and it's going to flip-flop between the two different op amps, disabling one, enabling the other, and vice versa. And this was the little secret sauce that Marshall used for channel switching in this, without having to use JFETs or relays or anything. It's double duty. It's the op amp circuit that they use to amplify the signal, plus it's got switching built in. In ways, it's a win-win situation. And I'm surprised it's not more common, but it seems to have gone the way of the dodo, because when I was looking for parts that were equivalent to this, modern parts, I couldn't find any. It's like the switching op amp just doesn't exist anymore. You can find new old stock to repair on this amp if you have to, but not for new designs, as the saying goes. Yeah, like literally nothing comes up in Mauser when we search that part number. According to my research, apparently it sounds similar to a 4558, which is going to be common in these applications, especially as distortion generators that Marshall's using it for. If I search for switching op amp, I just get op amps as switches. So either way, I don't know what to tell you. Best I can tell, it's not pin compatible. Yeah, no, they have a common output. That's the thing. Separate inputs, common output. It's not going to be pin compatible with the conventional op amp. So if you want to op roll this amp, your SLO, unless you replace each one of these parts with some sort of sub-module that has both the op amp and switching on it. As mentioned in the previous video, Bulgara, in copying this design, the workaround, they just used 072s or 074s and then connected them to a relay. I would imagine the reissue Marshalls do something similar if indeed these parts aren't available anymore. I wouldn't mind looking inside a reissue 900 to see how they dealt with this. But either way, I've covered this circuit before in a previous video. This is nothing I wasn't expecting to see. It's pretty clean. I don't really expect much to be wrong with it. Ooh, oh, look at that. I just noticed this. They have a reinforcement board on the pots. The pots aren't bolted to the outside chassis. They're bolted to this sub-assembly here that's riveted to the board. So that's all going to come out in one piece, and guaranteed that was probably pretty good for stopping them from taking any unnecessary vibration. It's actually a nice little feature. Oh, diode clipping LEDs. Okay, they're tiny ones too. They're not the normal LEDs. I'm going to have to remember that. Okay, so sorting on these jacks, because that's the problem that we have. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to rebias this for some fresh tubes. When Buddy comes to collect it, we're probably going to be sticking some fresh tubes into it. I'm not aware of there being bias test points, so I have to use my little adapter here. Ew, do you fart up, sir? Hey. Ugh, what is this crap on the fuse holder? And why did we instantly blow a fuse? 250 volts, 4 amp. Of course, it's the mini fuses. All right, let's kick this pupper on. Make sure the bias isn't going to go thermal nuclear. How are we looking? 15, 14, 16. Oh, it's getting up there. We have lots of range to turn down though. All right, what's our operating voltages? Pin 3, 483 volts. We'll bias to 480. So 25 watt tubes divided by 480 equals 52 times 0.5 is 26. 52 times 0.7 is 36, so 26 to 36 is our bias. Somewhere in there to taste. Knowing Buddy, he doesn't like it super hot, so 36 won't be good. 26 might be too cold. Probably just over 30, like 32. I'm also going to swap out the preamp tubes. When I had the Bulgara in, if I recall correctly, V1, that's the cathode follower assembly. That's part of your distortion generator, an ECC803S. V2 is a buffer, or a mixer, if you will, not part of the distortion generator, or maybe it could influence it a bit. Electroharmonic 7025. Oh, there's something different in the phase inverter. Well, they had the right idea. Audio classic. It's still a Chinese 12AX7A. Never mind. If you're doing it right, chances are your phase inverter tube's going to be different from your other preamp tubes. So, now this thing should be tubed for success. Let's find out how it's going to sound. Might be worth mentioning, the power tubes are Electroharmonic 68.7s, which I did like in this amp. Alright, let's get a deuce set. It's all upside down and backwards. Lead gain, preamp B, turn that channel on. Oh, that's what we're talking about. sounds way better with the fresh tubes. All right, well that's enough noodling. Let's see here, because like it's not as bad right now, but like it was jumpy as frig on Buddy. What about the other channel here? Probably been worked in a bit since we got the amp. Apparently this guy's been gigged a lot, so. Word on the street, we spray a little bit of the deoxit in there, but that stuff's like 40, 50 bucks a can where I'm at. For cheaper, I got this stuff, Neutral Control Cleaner by MG Chemicals. I think this was $15 for this can. Apparently it's just as good. The question is that all this amp's gonna need? If we kind of get into this hole down here, so you don't want to have to take this guy all apart, we kind of want to hope we kind of just, oh, why am I seeing smoke? There's something burning hot over here. Just got to kind of get in a tiny little hole. You're gonna end up spraying this crap all over the place. It's gonna be greasy inside this amp after. Oh, I think it's making a bigger difference, bud. Just work it in. Oh yeah, just work it in, bud. Oh boy. Let's see how that knob feels now. It's like a freaking miracle. Truth be told, I haven't done this often. For whatever reason, the pots in my amps have all been good. And if they're glitching out, I just kind of fiddle on them a bit and I just don't feel like taking them apart. You know what happens with the doctor gets sick kind of situation. And very few people have brought me amps that needed pots lubricated. Oh, like a typical musician, I get a little bit carried away there. You know, you got work to do. Next thing you know, you've been noodling for about 20 minutes. Just, I don't even call that noodling. What do you call that? Just chugging? Chuggy. I came for the chuggas and stayed for the jiggy wuggas, as the saying goes. So, now let's go through, spray all these freaking pots, and, yeah. The trick is getting the slightest blast. And then we gotta work them back and forth, work them back and forth. Do 2 at a time, because it's a little bit easier to work 2 at a time. Man, it's really hard just to get a subtle blast in there. Did all the last 3 at once. Rip, oh, this is kind of fun. Great news, I just found out that this C-cam crashed or something. Memory card cannot be read, so you lost the footage of me initially wiggling on these knobs. But here, I will give you some more knob wiggle footage. Haha. Sounds thicker now too. I wonder if there was some bad connections in there. We got a little bit more bass. nice clean tone. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Oh, she works. Well, look at that. A nice 90s 900. All it needed was a lube job and some fresh tubes. And we're good to go. Well, I'm gonna have a happy client. Not a very big payday, because I barely had to do anything here. I didn't have to touch the soldering iron. My shop rates are affected on whether or not I have to turn on the soldering iron or not. But in the meantime, well, I think we're done here. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, stay tuned. People get me to fix on their amps sometimes, and sometimes just something stupid simple like this. And then it's all done. But either way, yeah, hand movements. Oh, when is this theme gonna go away? I gotta figure out something else better to do for the end of these. Yeah.